Today, we talk about why are people buying this shoe again? Chicken to China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brains. Ooh, Vans. I will deal with you guys later. So, these I can only fit into without socks. And the reason for that is when I first started collecting sneakers hardcore in 2016, it was around the time I was visiting my mom in California. And obviously Vans having a heavy presence out there, especially with all its history, I decided, you know what, if I'm going to bust my cherry on a pair of Vans, it's going to be A, the checkerboard slip-ons, and B, I'm going to buy it in California. And that's what I did. Problem was the Vans store we went to didn't have them in my size. They had a size 11 and not a size 11 and a half. I have to half size up in these for whatever reason. It is what it is. But we're not here to talk about that today, but just letting you know that in my stupidity of rushing to buy that shoe just to say I bought it in California, that's what happened. So back to the Yung-1. So as a lot of you know, the Yung-1 recently debuted, and you know, I can only speak for myself, but when I'm looking at buying new sneakers, especially new sneakers, I need to know a little bit more. You know, I can't just be buying every release. It just don't work like that. Do I have the means? Yeah. Does that mean I should? No. But anyway, new silhouette, I gotta give it a shot. I gotta give it its fair shake. So one of the first things I personally look for in a sneaker is what are its roots? What are its history? Or her story, am I right? Wow, what a gorgeous day, huh? Does anyone else see that dog having the time of its life back there? What was I gonna say? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do a quick 0 to 60 in manual mode, if y'all don't mind. Woo! Now, obviously, I couldn't film myself showing you that and this at the same time, so this will just be a dramatic reenactment. Woo!
Keyword, dramatic.
All right, so, oh, geez, it's green again. Hey, woo! All right, damn it. I didn't even go into sports mode. Yeah, whatever, we'll fix it in post. So yeah, one of the things was, first of all, Adidas in general does a horrible job promoting their new line of products. And before I get too carried away on that, I will give them credit. The point of deflection system debut, I would say they did a remarkable job from both the innocent bystander like myself, the nobodies, and you know, all the way up to the premier content creators, influencers, whatever, who they actually flew out to London for that big old event. Migos, data, whatever, you know, add all the hoopla, but you got to do that kind of stuff, you know? It ain't what it ain't. But with that said, let's go back to the Yung-1. I didn't get it. I was like, what are we doing here? So is this what we're doing? Basically, I had to dig deep, and what I came up with was a high snobiety feature of an Instagram post of someone who works for Adidas, who I've never heard of. Anyway, started following his page since clearly he's got some influence and pull as far as the history of some of these sneakers go. In this case, the Yung-1. So as you can see, here are the two debut colorways. I actually think they're really nice looking shoes. The orange one, you know, I love my pop of colors. But the red one too, a lot more wearable. And then that special edition white pair, but you know, we're not really here to talk about all that. What we are here to talk about is that, you know, just creating a story. I had mentioned in the previous video, you know, you can't create stories and hype for every shoe you release. You just can't do it. But for the amount of buzz I'm hearing about these Yung-1s and whatnot, it's just, there's just a disconnect. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people feature the images and on feeds and data. But, you know, where's the story? What's the, you know, give me a reason to be excited. Listen, man, I'm a 30-year-old doctor. You ain't just gonna tell me something's cool and have me think it's cool. You gotta really sell me here, which is actually not that hard to do, believe it or not. You saw my closet is chock full of shoes. Now, the issue I have is, why is it I have to go to this dude's Instagram page just to find this little excerpt, which I'll put up here for you. And, you know, great. Thank you for explaining this to me. It comes from the Falcon Dorf, which is a set of woods that that are around the headquarters city of Adidas in Germany, and you know, that set of woods that, and that village, I guess, that the runners run through. great inspiration for these running shoes that they were trying to attach a name for. Love it. Actually was able to dig even deeper onto Google Images and find this archaic picture of an original Falcon Dorf model. And I suppose what they ended up doing was they took that Falcon Dorf upper and attached it to a more modernized sole unit, which when I compare the two, I look at them and I say, hey, these look much improved. The Yung-1 looks like definitely a modernized improvement over the original Falcon Dorf. But if the whole appeal is to just churn out these dad shoes after dad shoes after dad shoes to just capture this trend, fine. You know, you're gonna get some people with that. You ain't getting me, all right? And obviously I have my own reasons. Namely, if I have the most premier dad shoe, chunky shoe of this entire trend, which is by far the Yeezy 700 Wave Runner, let's be real, end of discussion. You know, once you have that, you really have I have no reason to go after these other ones. Now, obviously you can't just flood the market with one model. You got to give people selection and options. Fine, if that's what you look for, do you. But outside of that, I don't see a reason to own both, personally. Again, they look fantastic, but what would have sold me better is A, drawing more inspiration from that original story of the Falcon Dorf, and B, explain to me how we arrived at this new Yung-1 name. Now, is this a precursor to some upcoming models within this line? Is this going to be the Yung-1 out of a Yung 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not 7, not 8? You know, what is this? Again, Nike just continues to blow Adidas away in the storytelling department. And while I think Adidas has made major strides, I think it's just still lacking there. At least in this case, you didn't do it for me. I think, again, if you were trying to go after that whole chunky dad shoe craze, you would have just been better off just reissuing the initial Falcon Dorf. You know, why didn't you just re-retro that? Well, I guess the next logical question is, who should be in the market for this shoe? I think if you want to stay on trend, by all means, go ahead. If you're a shoe tuber that relies on just continuously buying new shoes just to buy them, then yes, you should also buy this. Or if you just simply like the look of the shoe, you should buy it. It's a good looking shoe. But if you're just looking to capture a moment in the dad shoe, chunky shoe era, if you have the Yeezy 700 Wave Runner, I think you're good. You're good. Cut the shit. But again, I think personally what I would have preferred, not that my opinion matters for dick, I would have said re-retro the Falcon Dorf as is, and you have plenty to work with there. You could have had some collaborators come in, do some different color blockings and colorways and mock-ups and all that ish, put on some premium materials, and then maybe find a better way to transition it into this Yung-1 line. I mean, what's the connection? Again, I'm so confused. I'm not getting a full story here. You know, I'm buying a story. I'm not just buying a shoe anymore. You know, those days are gone. You can't just sell me on a good looking shoe. Especially the more shoes I buy, the more picky I got to get. You know, I can't just keep buying shoes. You got to give me a reason to buy the shoes. And I said, I'm easy to sell, but you got to give me a good reason. That's really all I'm going to say about this shoe. I will not be buying the shoe. I have officially talked my way out of it. And feel free to prove me wrong in the comment section. Feel free to provide me with some updated information on the shoe that maybe I didn't know about, that will maybe sway me. You know, my opinion can be changed. But yeah, I'm just, you know, the whole dad shoe trend, you know, just missed me with that bullshit. You know, I'm good. I got the Wave Runner. We're good. I mean, what else you want me to say? And stop calling everything dad shoes. Not everything's a dad shoe now, all of a sudden. Oh yeah, look, everything's not a dad shoe anymore. Chill. And with that said, we'll see you on the next one. We out.